Hello. What up, Dark Emperor? What up, what up? What up, what up? How you doing tonight? Playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. I've heard a lot of people play that, but I don't know what it is. Just in the mode for some kind of farming. I mean, yeah, I was just in the mood. I just wanted to... I don't know, just in the mood to farm mounts. I don't know what it is. The mood mode. Sussy Rev with the 72 tier 3 months. Thank you, Revanite, for the 72 tier 3. Wait, that's 6 years. Put some credit on this episode. Might be in the chat. Swag. I have some snaps. For the spicy tier 3. It's been 8 months. Wait, has it really? Has it been 8 months? Oh, me. Yeah, I played Blood Bowl in person like a year and a half ago. And I had 2 Saurus die on my first turn. So yeah. Mount Stream, it's been a while. It has been a while. Apparently 8 months. According to Jassot. Soncall with the 16 months. Hi, Kren. What up, Soncall? 60.
Thanks.
Sweet. They were the 16 months. I wonder if I can check.
A feast for the one that brings me their heads.
Yeah. That was around 6 months. Maybe. Hold on, let's see. Ew. Ew. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do not care about the World of Warcraft story. One bit. But, wait. Oh, shit. Well, that lagged. Alright. Now we wait. Verillium 6 months, save the 6 months. What, 5, 6? Sweet. They were the 6 months. Whoa! And I'm out. Alright, good start, good start. Yeah, it's about having fun on your own terms, exactly. I got into Warhammer painting finally, it's fun. It is fun. It is fun indeed. Hold on, where I gotta go now? Here we go. Grop with the 2 months birthday stream. Happy birthday, Grop. 1, 2. Sweet. Throw some Krendor birthdays in the chat for Grop. Primal Forest? I guess what it is. Do you still have Billy? Yes. I do indeed. Is this one? Okay. I forgot how to do things. Alright, I'm fine. Bum 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 bum. I started getting story satisfaction from other games. Yes, I was holding attention. A lot of other good ones out there. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other good games with stories. I'm not a big story person anyway in terms of video games. Like, it's like I said, I like them as like part of the game, but I don't get into a game strictly because of the story. Why didn't it show your thing, dress up? Oh, there it goes. My sub can now legally drink, also trying to catch the hype train. Thank you very much for the 21 hype train months. Sweet. David, 21 months. Dude, the Hyena Farm stream. That was one of the all-time classics. One of the all-time classic streams, to be honest. I love those streams. I'm excited for Guild Wars 2 expansion. It's only like a month away or something. El Bear Sedente with the 74 months. Thank you, El Bear Sedente. Hold on, let me charge in here. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, right on time. Sweet. Thank you, El Bear Sedente. I don't think I'll ever not say your name like that. Hold on here. Yeah, I'm excited to play it because, like, obviously when I played Guild Wars 2 a month or two ago, it was like people have done all the stuff already, so it's going to be nice to have everybody being fresh and fishing. And I won't be behind, really, so that's nice. Mounts? No mounts. Sad times. Wait, what? Oh. Man, I had so many mounts I haven't done. I forgot my mount, like, path. I'm just like, wait, where do I go now? Oh yeah, Pandaria? I think that's right. Still hoping Bobby Kotick gets fired. That'd be pretty neat. Would still love if that happened. How's that going, by the way? Bobby Kotick. News. 14 hours ago. Bobby Kotick is still trying to hide the scale of Activision's problems. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's a man that wants to, like... He's like the guy, you know, when the ship is sinking, and then they're like, come on, we gotta get off the boat, but all his money's on the boat, and he's like, no, and he's like holding onto it as like the ship's going down. He's like that guy. Let's go up here. What is this? Oh, I think it's over here. Yeah. Hey, that's right. He said he won't leave till he fixes the problems he's causing. I wonder how he'll fix that one. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. Could just leave, but... Come on. No. Alright. I play Blood Bowl, I know nothing about football. You don't really have to know anything about football to play Blood Bowl, to be honest. Arrogant stalks with Mumu, 2 Qs, and have over 70% win rate. Yeah, Mumu's pretty busted. I love it. I can separate the actor from the role. That being said, most of my friends stopped playing WoW, so I don't play either. Yeah, I feel that. I stopped playing. I mean, everybody else pretty much stopped playing too, but like, my thing is, I just farm mounts. I really don't do anything else in the game. I'm not like, what's going on with the PvP meta, or like, what's the current mythic rating? I'm just like, yeah, let's see if this guy drops a mount. Let's see if this guy drops a mount. Nah. Let's see if this guy drops a mount, though. If you want your Legion raid mount attempts, let me know. They nerfed the difficulty. Oh, did they? I mean, I'm down to do that, sure. If statistics are right, this must be the time. You still go to the gym a lot? Yes, I still frequent the gym. I went today, actually. I go to the gym about, oh, it's up here, no wonder. Probably 5 days a week. Pet collecting, yeah. I just love collecting stuff, honestly. You know, because when the game gets good again, then you'll have a bunch of stuff. It works out. They'll be with you forever. But when you collect your, you know, mythic raiding gear or whatever, who cares? Oh, I forgot I could have, used my thing. I'm rusty with all this, alright? I went for a walk yesterday. Feel alive once again. Hell yeah. Yeah, I do a Arma. I play Arma mod. No, I have Arm Day, and then usually I'll do like Chest Day with it, and then I do Shoulder Day and Leg Day. I usually mix them. I don't know why I just don't do shoulders with arms, but like whatever. It's how I do it. And then I'll normally have like a couple cardio days in there, where I just do like 15 minutes of cardio. I also got this rat. He doesn't fly though. When I was watching Gmart the other day, I thought we were gonna play Clash, and then we didn't play Clash, but then someone's like, where's Krendor? And they're like, oh, he goes to the gym. And someone's like, I doubt Krendor works out. Has this dude even, like, seen me for the last, like, 3 years? That's, like, all I do. Alright, here we go. Undasta time. I keep wanting to go for walks, but it's super cold here. I going outside in 30, but I don't go for a walk. Yeah, it sucks with it being cold and dark out, but like, at least it's getting brighter out every day, so that's nice. That's what I like about the gym is like, you know, obviously it's warm, but like it's a consistent thing. I see a lot of the same people there all the time. They're also working out. We also have it here so that if you want to get into the gym, you have to be vaccinated. So you have to, like, show your card, and then you also have to wear a mask. So, like, if anything, I feel safer at the gym than, like, plenty of other places. Let's go to... Where should I go? What do I need to look for? ICC, Ulduar, Blue Dragon. Oh, I have Eternity. Fireland. Yo, I could do a Dragon Soul. Do I go to Dalaran for that? How'd the booster hit me? It was like my second shot. It was like the same. I had it, it was almost 2 weeks ago, actually. It was a week, or it would have been, it'll be Wednesday. I can't even talk. It'll be 2 weeks on Wednesday. So yeah, I just got a lot of muscle aches, tired. That's about it. A lot of muscle aches, a lot of fatigue. I like working out at home. I don't trust people. The thing is, like, I can't work out at home. I need machines, I need weights and stuff, and I'm the type of person that likes seeing other people do stuff to make me do it. Like, if I write, I like to write at, like, a library or, like, a coffee place where I see other people working, and I'm like, me work now. Or, like, if other people are working out, I'm like, they work out, I work out. It's like the whole, like, you see people doing it, it makes you want to do it thing. While at home, I can't work out at home, because at home, it's literally just, like, I could stream. I could play League. Like, you're tempted by all the things, but when you go to a place that's like, this is the only thing I do here, you're like, I guess that's what I do. So yeah. Let's see. Wait, they're not doing the Chinese New Year mounts or something? That's weird. Wait, I have to go into here. Oh, wait. There we go.
Thanks.
But I mean, like, some cardio things. Like, I'll go for walks and stuff and be like, yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather go for, like, walks out in nature than, like, be on a treadmill or something. Does the gym have lots of people because of New Year? Not really. Usually, for the first couple of weeks it does, and then they all disappear. And maybe, like, a couple of them stick around. That's usually the pattern. Most of the people I see there I've seen for the last, like, 2 years. Wait, is this? Oh, that's right. They changed it to the thing and the thing. Okay. Hold on here. Hellscream, 68 months. Thank you, Hellscream, for the 68 months. Sweet. They have the 68 months. Dallas, yep, Dallas. That was a game that occurred. Very fun. I called it, dude, on the football podcast. I was like, this game is going to be decided by some dumb Mike McCarthy clock management thing. And lo and behold, pretty much was. Okay, here we go. This is the right way. And I go to... Or wait, I go to, Crystal Song. Yeah. And then I go to the thing. Or wait, no, do I go to the other room? Dude, I haven't done this in so long. Is it down here? I think it's down here. Okay, there we go. Cavern time. Joined up, ran out of steam after a month. Yeah, that's, you know, I feel like that's what most people do. It's, when you do something like that, you have to, like, really want to do it. Like, when I started going to the gym, it was because I was literally falling apart and had so many health issues. And I was like, I'd like to be healthy. And that was, you know, that, and it pretty much still is my main driving force. Now I like going, but that's initially what got me going. Let's see. I'm never 100% alone at work. My cat's on the bed, judge me the whole 30 minutes. Oh yeah, someone said, how's Cat? Here he is. He's sleeping back here. You can kind of see him. He looks like he's part of the thing, but he's, you know, back there. Every season, it's the Cowboys season. Sure is, even though they never win. You're the rabbit? Oh, you're the rabbit? You're on Team Buffalo to win it all? No, I want the Packers to win it all. But I wouldn't be upset if the Packers lost to either the Bengals, the Bills, or the Titans. I actually don't mind any of those teams. The only teams I don't want winning are the Chiefs, because, you know, like, I don't hate the Chiefs, but I'm not a big Chiefs person. They've already been there 2 years in a row, so I'm like, whatever. The Buccaneers, because, obviously. Rams, I don't really care. I'd rather the Rams lose to the Packers, but I don't hate the Rams. I'd rather the Rams than the Buccaneers. And then 49ers, I'd hope we beat the 49ers. So, yeah. Where am I? I gotta go back. What's your take on the 10.0 leak? I mean, I haven't really fully looked into the 10.0 leak. I just know it's like dragons and stuff, which sounds pretty cool to me. Listen, my thing is, like, as long as it doesn't suck and there's, like, mounts to farm and there's not as much time gating. That's all I want. I hate time gating, dude. I think it's one of the dumbest things they put into this game. Like, it just makes it like a phone game. It's like, you've played enough for today. It's like, don't tell me how much I can play. Like with Classic WoW, if you want to grind for 20 hours, you grind for 20 hours. Like, don't time gate it. Plus, yeah, I don't know if it's actually real or not. It's probably not real, to be honest. It's boring if it's always the same teams, yeah. Unless it's the Packers, in which case it's exciting. Oh, I forgot I have to kill this guy. That'd probably be important. Yeah, I love playing Classic. I had a great time. I enjoyed the slower pace of it. Whoop. I know some people did not enjoy it, but I don't know. I liked it a lot. There's definitely some things where I'm like, feels a bit outdated and stuff like that, but the core of the game I enjoyed.
Fortify your positions within.
But yeah, I hope the Packers win. Even though I've hit the point where I'm just like expecting them to lose. There's like a 50% part of me that's like, it's gonna be like the other years. They're just gonna get sacked a bunch, do some dumb plays, then lose. Give up like 200 rushing yards to Debo. But then if they don't lose, I'll be pleasantly surprised. That's what it's all about. And at the end. Whoop. Boing, 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 boing. Already got a bunch of these. Let's get out of here. Wheel, 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 wheel. Alright. I'd rather have time gating than finishing the entire launch expansion on day 2. Yeah, but you just time gate yourself. There you go. Be your own time gate. Oh yeah, I saw E3 got canceled. Do you think they'll announce before the thing? Probably not. They'll probably announce it when... Honestly, I have no idea when they'll announce it, but I don't think they'll announce it then. I have not farmed the Solar Spirehawk mount yet, no. Like, to me, time gating is there because they just try to drag out something for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like the equivalent of just stretching out a sentence with filler words or something. Instead of being like, hey, did you go to the park? It's like being like, I have a question for you, and it is coming to my mouth and out of my vocal box. I have been contemplating whether you decided to go to a place with fields, picnics, swings, and slides. This place happens to be a park. Like, it feels like they're just doing that. And it's like, I don't care. Just make more stuff. Like, just do more things. It's like when you're in school and you're just trying to cram a bunch of words. And it actually makes you a worse writer because you learn how to write that way. When you should actually write with less words. That just get across your meaning. Alright, here we go, here we go. This is gonna be a big time mount right after this lore fiesta. How does Final Fantasy do time gating?
Not necessarily. Yes, it just might work.
It just might work.
The focusing iris within the Eye of Eternity may allow us.
The thing on my back is just the skin. I got it from doing the Taran Exalted quest or whatever it is.
See, we can finally turn Deathwing's own power back against him.
I sense danger. It is a trap. Carefully made
We have no choice.
Oh my god, I forgot about how long this takes to just listen to them talk.
Then I will open the way into the Eye of Eternity. You must not fail, heroes. The future of Azeroth hinges on your actions.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, it's this one. Okay, that's what it is. Alright, let's rock and roll. I just can't get into the Final Fantasy story. I didn't grow up with Final Fantasy. I never really cared about Final Fantasy. Every time I tried to play Final Fantasy, I just couldn't get into it. It's just not for me. I looted the mount you're going for twice in heroic mode mount twice, but normal end mount won't drop. Yeah, I'd rather have the end mounts than this mount. Because I don't have to do Spine of Deathwing, which is great. Rep grinds take like 2-3 weeks either to play, at least takes like 5-10 minutes for Riz, so relevant Malgar to do. Clear up pre-raid fights to give tokens, certainly like you just. Yeah, but that's dumb. I don't want to give mounts to everybody. I want to, like, why? I wouldn't even be playing this game if I just got mounts. I legit wouldn't even be playing right now if I couldn't RNG farm mounts. That makes it even worse. Raise the Titans. I just think I think it's why I like Guild Wars 2 the most, because it's just a big thing of exploration, collecting, and exploring. And I just love all those aspects. Like in Final Fantasy, I'm like, I want to go exploring, and it's like, you haven't done the story yet for this thing, and I'm like, I don't care about the story. Like, oh my god, I just don't care. I mean, Guild Wars 2, you gotta do quests for mounts, and you don't really get that many. But the exploration of Guild Wars 2 is what keeps me coming back. Oh wait, here we go.
What is it you wish?
Alright. Which, we talked about in Cox and Krendor today, how different we are in terms of the games we like. Because, like, I kept looking at Jesse playing Final Fantasy, like, the end of the expansion. For, like, I don't know, he played it for, like, 12 hours or something. I don't even remember. It was, like, a Sam Strip and length stream. And I just kept tuning in and being like... And I just couldn't get into it. And then being like, is he done yet? And then with me, I'm like, dude, I played League of Legends. And I got, I was like explaining to him what I was doing in League of Legends, and he's like, that doesn't sound fun at all. I'm like, what do you mean? It's great. I was just like, the guy on the other team was like trash talking me, I was trash talking him, and then we were losing, and he was trash talking more, but then we won the game, and I was like, take that. You got beat, idiot. And then, there we go. And he was like, that sounds awful. I was like, it's the best. Then you get a little dopamine hit. Get that little dopamine? You made that guy's day shittier? He's probably raging. How can he not love it? I think I'm just a hyper-competitive person. I would take multiplayer competitive games over, like, story-based games any day. Whoa! What the shit? I don't want to open a tab. Okay. Yeah, our Cox and Krendor schedule's a little wonky now because we're just getting back into it. And, normally we had to upload... So the thing was, normally we had to upload for the previous week. So we would record Cox and Krendor on Sunday, and it had to be uploaded by midnight because that was when the week reset, because Monday was at midnight. So we'd always upload at the latest possible date. Well, now we've started recording at the earliest possible date, but that means the upload schedule is sporadic and all over the place. So they'll go up at various times at this point, but I'm trying to get them to get onto more of a consistent upload schedule, but, you know. As long as it goes up, that's all that matters to me. I don't like conflict or hostility between players, which I don't get behind League that much. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I can see why some people wouldn't like that. I know Brett's like that. I know some other people are like that, but I love it. I think it's why I like sports so much, too. Just, like, growing up with sports and just, like, my team beat your team. You know? And playing sports and just, I don't know. I think Sam's also like that. Sam's a pretty competitive person. He's a bit of a hybrid, because he can, like, super play story and stuff, but he's also extremely competitive. He's like the beginning of the end. The shadow which blots out the sun. That's pretty much Sam Strippin. He's kind of like the bell which tolls your doom, you know. Like, while I'm one and Jesse's the other, he's just like the combination. And G-Mart's actually kind of a combination as well. But he's like a toxic combination. Like, he can be toxic in story games and competitive games. But not quite as toxic in the competitive sense, actually. Well, I didn't get it.
It
is done.
Yes.
Our power now resides within the dragon soul. Lies with you, Earthwarder.
I will not fail.
I will not fail. Ah, I forgot this shit. Okay, get me out. Warp it out, warp it out. I actually messaged Noble and I was like, Noble, do you want to like talk about how bad the WoW story is?
Something has spooked
One of the Brutasaurs.
sending it into a panic. Oh, this chaos is the last thing the city needs.
Okay.
Help the merchants by rescuing the cargo before she's gone.
Like, I've also been getting into more like writing and stuff, obviously, as I've like gotten more into working on my book. And so I've researched like storytelling, how good storytelling works, and like just, you know, pretty much storytelling in general. And after looking at that, a lot of times I'm like, man, this Blizzard story sucks ass. Like, they don't even, it's like what I meant, they don't even like for example, a good story for WoW is like Lich King, right? Like, not even because it's like nostalgia from people playing the game back in Warcraft 3, but like you get to Northrend, right? They're like, the Lich King's going wild, man. Like, he's in Northrend, we gotta stop this shit. So like you get here and like instantly you feel like the Lich King is like controlling the land. Like, everywhere you go feels like it's impacted by the Lich King. You see the Lich King all over. He's like, even if he's not like even if he's not physically there, it feels like he's impacted people living there. You know what I mean? Like, the people living there have been impacted by him in some way, and that changes them, and then you feel that. And so you go through this entire zone, and then you have this Ice Crown sitting there just like, oh, look, there it is. The big Ice Crown Citadel just sitting there. That's where we gotta go at the end of this expansion. That's gonna be wild. And then you slowly build up to that point, and then you get there, and you beat him, and then you're like, that was rewarding and great. With modern WoW, they're like, who's the boss? I don't know. This guy. But wait, he's not the boss. Wait, it's Sylvanas who's bad. Wait, she's not bad. You're fighting Azoth. And it's like, the shit's going on. It's like they're just taking shit and they're just like, who do we need this this guy's supposed to be at the end of the expansion. Throw it at the wall. Alright, there you go. Alright, good. That storyline's dead. Okay, Jailer. He's here, and, he's bad. Okay, he jails, and I'm just like, I don't even... I don't even know what's happening anymore. Like, there's no consistency. There's no overarching theme. It's just like, we're here, and, stuff might happen, but, it's all over the place. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. I need to go to, yeah, plus Arthas at least had, like, some form of, like, he was good, and then he made decisions that were questionable, but, like, he was coming from, like, at least somewhat of a good thing. Like, he wasn't, like, completely evil, and then he just went crazy. Instead of just, like, this guy's evil bad, he's just big evil bad guy. And he's bad, and I mentioned he's evil. How do I warp out it? Okay, yeah, I gotta go down. Oromar. Alright, let's go to Crystal Song. Speaking of which. Alright. I like to get back to basics. They wound up same problem long-running fantasy shows do with constantly escalating stakes until you've got nowhere to go and it gets repetitive. Yeah. I think that's the same thing where it's like, they're like, now you're like a superhero and you gotta do some crazy superhero stuff and fight the super evil guy. It's like, remember we were just like running around Kalimdor fighting boars? And then you were like, whoa, now I gotta fight trees. Now I gotta fight fell imps, and you were just like progressing. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, the ultimate mega over 9,000 anime battle. That's why I said if I had to redo WoW, I would make it. We had that only in vanilla, though. Well, that's what I mean. You could go back and do that type of thing. You could make it so we go to a new place, and you kind of relive that to an extent. Take away everybody's armor. Take away everybody's weapons. Take away... they can keep their mounts. And then just be like, hey, all your shit doesn't work here. Right? And then you just start working your way through the zone. And there would still be people that'd be like, where's my gear? Like, I don't give a shit. They can whine. But that's what I would do. They tried it. It was called Classic WoW. And it did great. It did better than whatever this is. Not Wrath of the Lich King. Whatever this is. But that's the thing. The concept of it, you take the concept of it and you just make it modern and better. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're going to grind this mob for 10 years. I don't mean it like that. I just mean the concept of leveling from having nothing to being a hero again. With modern flair and style put into it. You know what I mean? That makes sense? I feel like the current dev team, in terms of like sports analogies, I feel like they're like the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, they got like Jerry Jones running it, and it feels like they're the biggest and the best, and they tell you they're like, we're the biggest, we're the best, we're the number one MMO around, this is the best stuff, and then they keep losing. And they keep losing year after year, and then they keep hiring coaches that don't know what they're doing, and then they hire coaches like, this guy was good 12 years ago, and then they're like, but his problem was clock management, and they're like, but that won't happen again, and then you lose a game because he does some clock management stuff, runs a draw play with 15 seconds left. It's kind of like that. And then they're like, we don't know what we're doing wrong. We tried time gating. We tried garrisons. People want player housing, but we did garrisons. So why would we try it again? It's like, well, you did it poorly. What if you tried it but made it what people wanted? And they're like, nah. It didn't work. Scrap it. Throw it in the fire. Never look at it again. It's dead. Like, they had the technology developed through garrisons to be able to attempt to do, like, player housing and guild housing. It'll even, like, guild housing. Just do, like guild housing and be like, oh, everybody can go to a guild house and you can earn stuff and hang it up. And it didn't even have to, like, be a big thing. And they had the technology for it. And then they just like, threw it away. I go in here. People don't want neighborhoods and MMOs. They want instant space so they can't see other people. I don't know. If you go in like Final Fantasy and stuff, there's like 1 billion people hanging out in that town. Dungeon difficulty. Wait. Is this the right one? I think it is. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
My patience has reached its limits. For me, it would just add stuff to keep collecting, which I like. Oh, I get what you're saying then. I think my thing is I like the idea of a guild or player house to the point where like you can collect stuff and put it in your house. And you can like put your achievements and have it be like storage and other things like that. That's what I like it for. I don't want it to actually be like, wow, this is where we'll hang out forever. Weep. Yep, 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 yep. Alright. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Get off. I still want to play my class, my character, and I have to reimagine them. Every XP get used to play style will be temporary. That's a true one, too. It does feel like every expansion, they're just like, so we decided that playing a Warlock isn't like playing a Warlock anymore, so we've redone it. And then you're like, okay, and then they're like, so that wasn't too accurate, so we've redone it again to be more like a Warlock. And then they just keep doing it. And they're like, we've removed these key abilities and, okay. And then you're like, no, I have no abilities. They're like, we've re-added all the abilities we removed. Alright. Nothing. Whoop. The Gnome Magician, 9 months, is dropping this chunky sub off. Don't mind me. Thank you very much. What the fuck? What? Thank you for the 9 months. Where do I gotta go? Or the 4 Winds. Oh, that's right. Still gotta do throwing the 4 Winds. Which I guess I'll go to Zandalar. Oh, why be something new and good? Legion's close to that. I don't want old stuff rehashed. I want garbage new stuff. Yeah, I feel that. This is not where I want to be. Well, I just fly over. To me, WoW got good because they took things from other games and they improved upon them and made them fit Warcraft and, like, the style of it. And then what happened was other games did that to WoW, and WoW was just like, duh, whatever. And then it just got passed up by all the other games. Like, look at all the other games, like even Final Fantasy fishing. They're like, wow, we've had all these fishing mechanics and other stuff and everything, and like you got ocean fishing, and go out and do all that. And WoW's like, okay, in Legion we had these really cool fishing like mechanics and artifact rods and all that stuff. You're like, wow, this is really cool. And then they're like, we got rid of it. Yeah, it's gone now. And you're like, but it was really fun. And they're like, yeah, it was. Any questions? Okay. It's like, man, what about Shadowlands fishing? Oh yeah, that like doesn't exist. You can like go fish in like 3 spots, and it's pretty worthless unless you want to make raid stuff. Anyway. Alright. I need to go to Uldum, so I go out of here. Yeah, I didn't hate Shadowlands, but it definitely was the thing where it was fun at first, and then I was like, alright, whatever, and then I kind of stopped playing, and then all the stuff happened, and then I really stopped playing. And now, just recently, I was like, I'll farm some mounts. That's about where I'm at. Honestly, like, looking back, I didn't even... Like, I actually enjoyed BFA towards the end of it. I was farming stuff doing Mechagon. Or not actual, like, Mechagon dungeon, but, like, just doing the zone Mechagon. Did my Nazjatar stuff, got flying. Like, I actually enjoyed doing that towards the end of it.
number of Akir have emerged from the sands. Exterminate them before they infest all of Uldum.
Uldum. Alright. Time to go down here. Okay. I mentioned this in my video, but like this part, right? This is all corrupted. If in BFA, you defeat what's his name, N'Zoth, and then the ultimate end boss is these goddamn worms that like slow you down when you're flying around. I would have said that was like an extremely rewarding ending to the expansion. Like the amount of times I'm just flying through here and these worms that are not existent right now would just zap me and slow me down. I was like, this is the most annoying shit. Like N'Zoth, I don't give a shit. What's he done to me? He's just like there, I guess. But these worms actually impacted me during my gameplay experience. And I would much rather have fought them as an end raid boss. Alright. Let's go up here. BFA is good content-wise, systems suck, systems are the core of any game. Yeah, that's very true. I think the art was great, a lot of the content was great, but yeah, the systems did suck. Mop was pretty great, yeah. I agree. When I play WoW, I spend time with my partners. They're long distance, but he missed Legion. He doesn't have his Shadowlands, so no stop. He's hardcore raiders, semi-hardcore raiders, define guilds, and I don't get recruited on my own. Well, what do you do now? Do you just, like, play other games, or just not play games, or what do you do? Is this Throne of the Four Winds? I guess it is. I liked Mop, except for Siege of Orgrimmar. I hate that raid. I hate that raid. Alright. Bulletsok with the 84 months number go up. Wait, is that 7 years? It's 48, 60, 72, 84. It is! Oh my god. Put some Krendor Nerd Cypher's wives, mommy is put some Krendor olds in the chat. For Bulletsok. 7 years. Woo! It's like they have the 84 months. Woo! Wow, he died fast. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Nothing. I feel like all I have to do is just look at some stuff from other games that people think is fun. Look at some stuff from previous expansions people thought were fun. And then you get into a big room and you go, guys, what if we just focused on these things that people enjoyed and thought were fun? Or the things these people like in other games and try to implement them in the WoW. And be like, oh my god, this is genius. Why didn't we think of this before? Hold on, back Pandaria. I should make a parry video about this. I probably should. I gotta go down here. That's where I gotta go. Honestly, if anything, this, you know, everybody's stopping playing and everything is, I think, gonna help the game in the long run. You know, it's like anything where something's got to change, And if nobody stops, or if everybody keeps playing it, nothing's gonna change, because it'll be like, whatever. Bop, 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 boop, bop. Boo, 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 boo. Money does indeed talk. Just like actions speak louder than words. Somebody might tell you, like, oh, dude, you know, I love, farming mounts or something. Like, oh, I love farming mounts. I always want to farm mounts. But then they don't do it. And then you're like, well, I thought you loved farming mounts. They're like, oh, I do, but, you know, just give me some time. I'm going to start farming. And then they don't. I don't know why I use that as an example. It's like going to the gym. Somebody might be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to work out. But then they don't work out. So do they really like working out? They like the idea of working out. Or the idea of whatever it is. Part of the reason I love farming mounts is I get to explore all the old zones and just the zones in general, honestly. That's very relaxing. Well, it's not up yet. Bum, 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 bum. And you can dunk on people with leveling. The PvP on, yeah. Let's see. I'm choosing to look on the semi-bright side. This is going to be the shock needs to realize they have to do better. Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I mean, obviously, you want the company to change, too. And it'd be great if Bobby Kotick leaves. But, you know, I mean, a lot of companies are shitty. It just sucks. Like, even Riot, like Tencent and all that. They canceled Christmas, man. They canceled Christmas and they ruined the Snowdown Showdown. And that's just unforgivable. But, you know. Alright. Here we go. It's like I said earlier, dude. Bobby Kotick is the guy where the ship is sinking. He literally, they just got a bunch of treasure, and he's like sitting in his captain's cabin with all his treasure. And they're like, sir, the ship's going down. We gotta go. And he's like, I ain't leaving without my money. And they're like, you gotta abandon the money. The ship is sinking. We gotta go. And he's just like, and he's like laughing. And he's like, I'll never leave my money. That's him. He's that trope of just sinking with his gold. Wow. I just don't understand. Like, he's already rich. Like, why? I don't understand why he just isn't like, man, I'm just gonna take my money and go live on a yacht or some shit. Like, he can literally do whatever. He makes like $1 billion. Not billions, but like hundreds of millions of dollars. Which, you know. Maybe he's just bored. Maybe he should play WoW then. And he can realize how much it sucks. He's also just a shitty person, really. That's the big thing. He's also just a really shitty person. Where? Dude, every time... Okay, this is the other thing. Every time I go on, like, Twitter, or, like, I don't know, whatever these things are, you see, like, more Twitch and YouTube drama, which, like, I'm so glad I'm not a part of that. Especially, well, I feel like I used to be, when I was, like, bigger on the YouTube and Twitch platforms, I, like, knew more about it. But now, it's all the Zoomer people. Now all the Zoomer Twitch and YouTube stars are the big, like, drama people. So now, literally log on, everyone's like, is it Team Pokimane or Team Ninja? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on, and I don't care. I really don't. Honestly, I would probably go Team Not Ninja, because, he seems like he said some dumbass quotes over the years. Like the one, there's plenty, but like that one that he said about NFL kickers. As somebody who likes sports, okay? The one where he was just like, how hard is it to make a field goal? Like, come on. I was like, are you actually just dumb? Like, you're gonna play esports. People are gonna criticize you for being like, how hard is it to just play video games? And you're gonna get mad about that. But then you're gonna go to the professional kicker and be like, how hard is it to make a field goal? Like, 1 + 1? Like, what are we doing out here? I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a shit. This is why every time I see all this on Twitter, I just mute things. I just mute. And it's great. I don't know how old man Jesse keeps up with all of it either. Maybe he doesn't mute enough people. Yeah, just find the guy that doesn't miss any kicks. Problem solved. Yeah, that's kind of what I've done. I've just, every time, like, if somebody tweets something once or twice, I'm just like, whatever. But, like, if they, like, continuously are just tweeting drama or just whatever, just things where you're like, God, this again, I just mute it. I just like seeing video game stuff and just, like, memes and the occasional news topic where I'm like, whoa. That's about it. Remember when people played video games? Those were fun times. It's actually wild because you go to Twitch and like just there's so many people and just chatting. It's like insane. But it's just, it's crazy. And even a lot of people that... It's just the evolution of, like... People used to play video games, and then people started playing video games and using them as background. You know what I mean? Kind of like what I'm doing right now, as I fly around and just talk. Except they wouldn't even, like, play the game. Remember, people would, like, play Hearthstone, and they would just, like, rant about stuff and drama, and then they, like, would just throw cards on the board and just keep losing or something. And then just chatting happened, and everyone moved over there. So actually, you know, it kind of helped a bit. Yeah, now just chatting means you're just watching copyright TV shows. Specifically, what's it called? The Gordon Ramsay one. What is it? The chef? Something chef? Master Chef, that's it. That's the one. Alright. Let's see, just chatting. I'm gonna click it right now. Somebody has 44,000 viewers, and I think it's Spanish? Or Italian? I honestly have no idea. Oh, Portuguese. Portuguese. Number 2 is 10.4k viewers, Korean. Then there's somebody watching Survivor or something. Literally just somebody watching Survivor. What else is here? People playing poker. people watching TV shows, another person watching TV shows. Another person watching TV shows. I don't care if you want to stream poker, just don't do it under just chatting. Do it under the poker category. I think that's what I don't like with Twitch, is they don't enforce their own rules of being like, hey guys, I see you're streaming poker, but you could be in just chatting, whatever. I know it's like a bigger category so you can bring in more viewers. Like, no, they have to stream under the poker thing. This is the rules. These are the rules. Now I sound like the hall monitor or something in school. He's breaking the rules. Just consistency. That's all I want. A little bit consistent. It's like when you're watching the refs, right? You're watching refs in sports, and like one team, you know, he does a free throw, or not a free throw. That's what he gets for 5. Somebody takes a shot, right? Takes a shot, he gets hit on the arm. They're like, no foul. And you're like, what? He hit him on the arm, whatever. Then you go down to the other side, the same guy shoots a shot, gets hit in the arm. They're like, oh, foul. And it's like, well, if you're gonna not call it, just do it the other way. Like, be consistent with it. They're not consistent with, like, any of their thing. They're like referees. Anyway, what else is here? This person's just playing Overwatch? They're literally just playing Overwatch and just chatting. Whoa, loot and pillage. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. Still nothing. Dum, 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 dum. What else we got on here? Alright. More reaction, TikTok watching. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Booty workout. That is definitely a booty. We've got somebody looking at their stocks or Bitcoin. That is more reaction. Great. Twitch television. Gotta love it. There's somebody watching The Simpsons. Literally somebody who's watching The Simpsons. Alright. Yeah, I love Zuldazar. This was a great city. I always love, like, running out here, too, and then it'd be raining. Or, like, you see the jungle, and it's like you're on a big balcony. It is a great city. Let's see. Flame Talon. Old War, Throne of Thunder, Siege Orgrimmar, Moshan, Isle Thunder. Yeah, let's do Legion mounts now. It's a good idea. I don't really want to go to the fire lanes. Postmaster items. Oh ho. Alrighty. Alrighty. Oh, what was the other dumb comment Ninja said? There's something about eating a sandwich. He's like, I'm eating a sandwich and my wife brought it to me, or something like that. That was the other one I saw. What did he say? It was some other dumb thing. Oh yeah, my braless wife, that's what it was. Like, what a... I don't know. Like I said, I don't care. It's like, whatever. Going Hellfire Citadel first. Alright. How do I... I gotta remember how I get there. Alright, hold on.
Many deals for a friend.
For a friend of the Grummels. It sounded like something like an 18-year-old would tweet. You know, I mean, it's like, dude, dude, this is awesome, titties. Like, it just sounded like that. Wait, do I need this? Alright. May your feet find good fortune. An earthen helmet. I don't need that. Oh wait, I guess I already did that. Essence, I don't even think I need that. Whatever. Twitter was a mistake. We should just delete it. Erase it from the internet. Twitter is just hot takes. And most of the time, they're just really bad hot takes. I don't even like any of my tweets. Especially my old tweets. My new tweets are a bit more like, whatever. But like my old tweets, I'm like, God, I hate these. But I feel like most people hate their old stuff from the internet. You can take this portal and I'll fly you there. Wait, which portal? Did you like make a portal out here and I just didn't see it? Is this it? I can't believe I've been watching content since I was 10. I'm about to be 21. Thank you, sir. Hey, no problem.
I'm out of range.
It's wild to me, too. I mean, I've been... I was saying just the other day. Hold on. YouTube. Where's my channel? Hold on.
This is it. Week 1.
Oh, God. Blood Bowl Week 1. That's what I had hoped. I am currently 5 days away from having done YouTube for 13 years. 5 days away from my 13-year YouTube anniversary. Oh, is this it? Okay. 13 years, man. That's insane. Alright, yeehaw. Alright. Like, just being on YouTube that long, too, and how much you changed. Like, 13 years. Think about how much you have changed as a person over 13 years. Like, I'm practically an entirely different person. I mean, I went from, like, what, 19 to 32? Burp, 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 burp. I actually think the next Pointless video will be pretty soon. It's going to be the Pointless Top 10 Bears, and we filmed it already. I just have to, like, do it. But we've been waiting until Blizzard's, you know, shit calmed down. Which, I guess it has a little bit. It's calmed down enough to where I think I can put out a video about bears and WoW. Alright, warp it up. I got a PhD. I mean, if you think about it, there were people that weren't even born that are now like, people weren't even born and now they're 13. Like, literal, like, TikTok Fortniters didn't exist when I started YouTube. That shit's wild. Where do I go?
Gul'dan has fled to the dark portal. Quickly,
Q&A's about
he has no place left
people
to run.
misspelling stuff.
Finish this.
I think I remember that.
And save me his skull.
Some of my old videos I watched, and I was like, dude, I was dumb. Like, some of my, like, things where I'm like, I hate when people do this. And I was like, I don't know, old me. That's pretty dumb. Like, I would actually debate some of my old opinions with my new brain. My, developed brain. Woo! Ah, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, being able to, like, go back and watch yourself and stuff like that, too, is also, like... Hey, no mounts. Alright. Good start, good start. Boom, 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 boom. I was definitely more of a narcissist than an elitist back then. And a nerd. I was like a powerful antisocial nerd. I had no social skills. I didn't work out. I was just like, that was pretty much me. Then you just get older, you get more pain. Life happens. Worn down. High school me deserves a slap across the face. Ugh. Yeah, you're just dumber, more ignorant. Raised on the internet, you know? But, you know, it's, you learn from it. That's the difference. There's some people, they learn from it, they change, you grow. There's some people, they don't. And they're like that until they're, like, 70 years old. Like I said, it's like a story, right? That's good storytelling. When you have somebody and they progress and change. And then by the end of it, they're just, you know, a different person while still being the same person. Shit, dude. Alright. Your death is fated. I would tell high school me to, like, have proper posture. Just be like, just whatever you do, just do not do your shitty gamer posture. Like, keep that proper posture going. I remember even back then thinking, like, oh, like, whatever, I'm just gonna sit however I want. I'm still young, and then, you know, slowly but surely, it starts affecting you. And then you're like, ah, God. My neck. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I had a lot more anxiety, which I still have a lot of anxiety. I definitely had a lot more social anxiety. But part of having social anxiety is just because I'd never socialized. So now it's like, you know, you get trial by fire. Nightspire. And then, you know, before you know it, I can pretty much talk to anybody now at this point, which is wild, because, like, years ago I was like, dun, 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 dun. Working out also helps my anxiety a bunch now. That's true too. I'm also married. Back when I started YouTube, I hadn't even gone on a date. I was just like a super socially awkward, nerdy World of Warcraft player. That's just time, man. Time.
I foresaw your coming, of course. The threads of fate that led you to this place.
Yeah, some things are good to learn from WoW. Some are not as good, you know, or just the internet. Just the internet in general.
Is inevitable.
Right.
Every time stream shows it to be so. Had we resisted, they would have taken the Night Realm by force and left us bereft.
I would definitely say WoW helped me socialize more by like talking to different people and stuff online and like over voice apps and stuff. But it's definitely different compared to talking in real life. Because when you talk in real life, you have like, you know, like when you talk in WoW, you have like a common ground of like, hey, we both play WoW. We're talking about WoW, and then you branch into other things. When you talk in real life, you have to like figure out what that person's interested in and whether or not you're like compatible on like a social level. And like body language is a big one. Yeah, body language. Not even just like as a wanna be friends, socially compatible, just as like is this person like crazy? Like, do I want to keep talking to this person? Just, you know, some random person. I don't know. It could be like a friend of a friend at like a bar or something. It could be just some guy at a sports game that's like, hey, team's looking good out there. And you could be like, and you like freeze up, don't know what to say. Like, it could literally just be anything. Yeah, then you just start talking about NFTs. And then they'll, well, they're either going to be like, wow, I love NFTs, or they're going to be like, what? I met my spouse through WoW during WoD, got married during our 6th anniversary. Nice, that's awesome. I've learned to make conversation from anything. Well, that's like, that's one of the things I learned to get over my social anxiety is just, the best thing you can do for, like, conversation is just observation and relatability. And then just listening. Those are, like, 3 key things that I had to learn. And actually, making WoW videos is what taught me that. Because, like, my How to Win It videos, right? Back in the day, I'd be like, oh, this is the type of person you'll run into in dungeons. And everyone was like, dude, I know a guy like that. This video's so great. And I was just like, people seem to enjoy when I mention things that happen to them, that they can relate to. That was like my 19-year-old dumb, like, socially awkward brain of like, people seem to be interested. Now it's like, no shit, people like relatability. So it's like, now I do it in a much more casual sense. That isn't weird and awkward. Where am I going? Font of Night. Okay. So, you know, it can literally be anything. You can be at, like, I don't know, at the grocery store. And somebody's just looking at oranges, and you're just like, those oranges any good? And they're just like, nah, I haven't tried them before. And you're like, alright, thanks. Like, you know, you've just made a relatable thing about oranges. And you don't have to, like, go into detail about it. Or they might be the one to be like, you know what, these oranges are pretty good. You know, I tried the ones at Whole Foods and they're just not great. and they're overpriced. That's why they call it whole paycheck. And then you're like, yep, I feel that one. I went to Whole Foods and I definitely paid a lot. And they're like, yeah, exactly. My cousin works there. God damn it, close file, explore. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I act like this is gonna kill me. It's not. Anyway, it's really just observing what people are doing and then listening to them. I swear to God, my dad is like one of the worst listeners. Somebody like will be talking about something, just like, oh yeah, so I was watching this documentary about like how our food has grown, and it's really interesting. And he'll be like, that's great. You know, soda pop is really bad for you. And I'll just be like, what? That must be where I got it from. And so I just listened to people, and then they're like talking about it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what do you learn? And they're like, oh, I learned blah, 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 and like this type of thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've tried that before. And they're like, yeah. And that's literally it. It's like all you have to do is listen and then like ask questions. That's essentially like my interview method as well, where I do like fishing with Krendor and like all that. Literally just listen and ask questions and like be interested. That's pretty much it. And then occasionally insert something about yourself or your opinion and be like, oh, that's pretty neat, I tried that. Like, that's it. Once I learned that, I was like, dude, socializing's actually pretty easy. Hey, no mounts. Alright. There is a new Cox and Krendor this week. It's, we recorded it today, though. Our schedule's a little wonky since the new year, but it will be going up. That's like 90% of my family, yeah. Or like, my dad will do the thing where you know he's not truly paying attention. Or just, I've seen this with a lot of people in general, where you're just being like, so, you know, I play this game called League of Legends, and they'll just be like, yeah, yep, oh yeah, yep, oh yeah, yep, yeah, anyway, I gotta walk the dog. like they're saying, like, go, yeah, like they're ready to say the next thing they want to say, or they're ready to just move on from the conversation. Or they'll just insert the, like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, okay, anyway. So, you know. I'm falling. Come on. Yep. Almost got it. Yep. Almost. Yep. There it is. My family's the opposite. They assume you weren't listening and repeat themselves a lot. I guess, yeah, it could go both ways. I mean, some people probably aren't listening, honestly. They're probably just tuning them out. Like, I don't care. I don't know. I enjoy hearing about other people's stories and whatever it might be. Well, essentially why I did fishing with Krendor. I just like hearing other people's stories and their, you know, how they got into what they do and how they got into video games and whatever it might be. It's like I said, when I started the interview show, part of the reason I enjoyed doing interviews, because whenever I'd see interviews with people, I swear to God, it was like people are so bad at interviewing because they just don't care about who they're interviewing. Like, if that makes sense. Like, if you watch one interview that's really bad, the worst thing is they'll bring a list of questions, right? Which, it's not bad to have questions prepared, but the problem is there's no follow-up to the questions. They're just like, how did you get into World of Warcraft? And they'll be like, oh, it's like, you know, I was like 12, and, you know, I went to the store, and I bought the game, and it was great. And instead of being like, oh, what store was it? And, like, how'd you feel? And, like, you know, what other games did you play then that led you to that? Or, like, you know, like, being interested in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're interested in their story. Like, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, tell me more about this. And then they'll be like, oh, yeah. And then I, like, logged in and all this thing. Like, what kind of character you make? And they're like, oh, I made an orc, and I love orcs. And they, like, branches into different things. But the bad interviews are just like, how'd you get into WoW? And they're like, oh, I got it when I was 12, and I started playing. It was pretty fun. And they're like, that's cool. Next question. Like, they just want to go through their list of questions. Like, I gotta get all these questions done. It's like, who gives a shit about those questions? Like, those are good guidelines, but you're there to, like, actually talk to somebody. You're not there to, like, go through your list and just ask them some generic-ass questions. So that's how I felt in terms of, like, interviews and stuff.
The echo of the god.
The echo of the god.
I sealed each level of this temple so that no invader could descend into its depths.
Or sometimes just the people doing the interviews just keep talking, and I'm like, God, I just stop, let him talk. I swear to God, sometimes, like, even, I'll watch, like, the Pat McAfee show, and he just doesn't stop talking. He'll ask, like, the same thing 3 times in the span of, like, one question. I'm just like, God, just ask the question and let him talk. He's just like, now I got a question for you. If you're on, like, 3rd down and 4, what kind of play you call it? Because, like, if you're calling this one play, I think you're going to do this. But if you're calling the other play, you're going to do that. But, like, I'm thinking, what kind of play in your head, right when you're thinking it, are you going to do? Because, like, if I was doing that play, this is what I would do. But what I'm really trying to get at is 3rd down, it's 4. And I'm just like, stop. Stop talking. Just let the other person talk. When I used to work at Dollar Tree, it ran people talking 20 minutes while I'm setting up shelves. That's what I mean. There's people, they can just talk for years. And one thing I noticed... Oh, God, where'd you go? Oh, that's right. We're supposed to go down. The one thing I noticed is that some people that talk a lot will not get along with other people that talk a lot because they take up the talking time. I've noticed that. Like, so many people that I know that meet other people that I know that are both, like, talkers will be like, I don't like them. They just talk all the time. And I'm just like... Eh? Like, it checks out. Yeah, it's definitely a balance of just genuine conversation and maintaining focus. Because you can't let it be too wild. So I get what you're saying. You still need to have, like, some sort of structure to what you're doing. You can't just, like, show up and kind of be like, what's going on? Let's just wing it. Yeah, I mean, you could, but it'd be better usually if you got some structure to it. I mean, when I watched one of the only master classes I watched, I talked about it in Cox and Krendor, but it was a guy that used to be an FBI, like the head of the FBI, and he would do interrogation. And he was like, all you have to do is just listen to people and ask, like, a few specific follow-up questions. He could literally talk to anybody. And so he was just breaking it down on how you do it. One of the easiest ways to do it is you just repeat what they say. And I literally did it to Jesse on the episode. After telling him that I was going to use FBI tactics on him, and he was like, I don't think that shit's going to work. And then I literally did it to him like 3 times. And I was like, oh my God, this is like wizardry. Ah, Jesus. Like, I was just like, what did you do today? And he's like, I got up and I made a sandwich. And I was like, a sandwich? And he's like, yeah, you know, a sandwich. Like, I had the ham and the cheese and the, you know, the other stuff. And I was like, the other stuff? And he's like, yeah, you know, the other stuff. And it's literally just, you repeat the last sentence they say. Or the last word or whatever. Like, you're confused. Like, or not even confusion, just like interest, where they're like, yeah, I went to yoga today. And you're like, yoga? And they're like, yeah, yoga, it's pretty good. And they're like, it's pretty good? And they're like, yeah, you know, it's pretty good. It gets me healthy, gets me going. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And they're like, yeah. And right away, they're like, oh, they're interested in what I'm saying. When all you're doing is you're just, like, repeating. What's your favorite sandwich? I enjoy a good meatball. That's what you would just be like, a good meatball, and they'd be like, yeah, you know, a meatball. Because then they feel the need to describe it, like you're asking follow-up. So as soon as he said that, because he was telling a story about one of the guys that did the FBI class, and he was like a new recruit for the FBI, and they were teaching him about interrogation. And he said for an entire weekend, this guy went to like a resort with his wife, and he was just talking to everybody using that tactic of being like, yeah, I'm just going to do that. And he said by the end of it, everybody there loved him. And they were like, wow. They went to his wife, and they're like, I love your husband. He's so cool. He listens. Like, he's the best. And then she was like, what did you do? And he's like, I literally just did that. He literally would repeat the words they said and never gave any of his own opinions and just let them talk. So it's funny. It's just pretty fun. Oh yeah, and Taurus. I should do it again. I wonder if you would notice. It would be a fun social experiment. It probably is used a bunch in the Jerry Kramer Seinfeld stuff. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? Ludicrous display last night? Like, I swear, if that's like your only thing you do, obviously it's going to be weird after a while, but like, it's a pretty solid, like, socializing tactic. If you're ever, like, you don't know what to say to somebody. Obviously you still have to have, like, some sort of, you know, enthusiasm in your voice when you say it. Because that's the other thing, is, like, half of socializing is just how you say something. You just be like, meatball sub. What? You gotta be like, what? Which I used to be really bad with. Oh yeah, a lot of people can't tell the difference if somebody's being fake or not. Like, without a doubt. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Spiders. Get out of here. Oh my god, I'm dying. Alright, you lead the way. Either way, the moral of the story is, over the years I've learned how to socialize. Some of it normally, some of it in a sociopathic way. When you think about it, that's probably what, like, sociopaths do. Like, I know how to manipulate the conversation and shit like that. But, like, you know, if you're not weird with it, it's normal. Ah, Jesus. Alright, mount up again. Yeah, that's my TED Talk. Thank you for coming. Alright, here we go. Alright, this is it. Big time mount right here, right now.
We've right forged. Secure this position.
It's also easier to just talk when you get older because you have your own stories. When you're like 19 or whatever, you don't have any stories. You're just like, I go to school. Like, who gives a shit? When you're older, you're like, yeah, I had mono. Almost died. Then I had my gallbladder removed. You know, that was a thing. And you start working out and just, you know, these are the YouTube people I met, went to conventions, did all this shit. And then you're like, wow, that's crazy. But like 19-year-old me, yeah, you're just like, I went to school and it sucks. Dofjus with the Twitch Prime. Thank you for the Twitch Prime, Dofjus. Fuck. Thank you very much. for the Twitch Prime. Pandemic sucks. I never have anything new to say when my mom calls or talk to friends. I haven't done anything. Left my house. Did Krendor drink alcohol as a 19-year-old? No. I didn't drink till I was like 23. In fact, there was an old vlog I watched on the stream the one time where I said, and quote, alcohol is retarded. It was a different time, gamer words, I was, dumb. But that was my quote I said back in the day. Then I rewatched it while drinking wine. So, yeah. That was one of those videos where I was like, oh, God. This is aged. This is aged, and I have aged. Yeehaw. Corellian. Alright, where are we going? Also, I've been drinking a lot of Topo Chico sparkling water. It's probably my favorite sparkling water. Because normally I hate sparkling water, but I really got into it. And it helps me drink less sody pops. Jimmy got ganked outside. There's still some classic quotes in there that have aged pretty well. Topo Chico. T-O-P-O Chico. Take cover. Alright, here we go. Oh boy. Whoop. It was funny because I recorded that clip in when I was still living at home in the garage in a car because my parents were sleeping and I couldn't be loud, so I had to go into the garage in a car, and on my shitty microphone on my laptop I would just be like, Jimmy got ganked outside. Jimmy got ganked outside. Jimmy got ganked outside. I would just like keep doing that over and over. So I wish I still had those audio clips. Here we go. Shatug. Here we go. Here we go. Big time place. Your parents understand what you do at this point? Barely. They still are just like, are you still making funny cartoon videos with that video game? And I'm like, not as much. And they're like, what do you, so you're doing just videos and you're playing these games? And I'm like, yep, that's what I'm doing. And they're like, are you doing those podcasts with Jesse still? And I'm like, yep, still doing those. And they're like, that's good. Or do you want a portal too? I'm just gonna hearth back. I don't need a portal. Thank you for running me through those. One day, those mounts will drop. One day, those mounts will drop. Or really just any mounts. Any mounts will drop. Lost 35 pounds for a few months. Nice. Yeah, now if I do drink soda, I literally have like the mini Coca-Colas and I drink like half of it. So I get like my fix of like, I need to taste the sody pot, and then I taste it and I'm like, alright, I'm good. And that's like all I drink. It was a triumphant return to mount farming, aside from not getting any mounts. But still good. But yeah, I'm gonna eat some food, watch some videos or streams, and then that'll probably be it. So thanks for watching the WoW Mount Farming. If you're new here, click the follow button. Follow along. Be alerted when I go live. Check out all the links below the stream. Whole bunch of links down there. Check them all out. Discord, Patreon, Twitch Prime, Amazon, Jinx Tips, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram. All down below. I'm actually putting up a new Warhammer video on the Warhammer channel. After this, I have to upload that. It was good to catch up on the WoW chatter. I missed ranting as I ran around. Thanks to everybody who subscribed, resubscribed, drop bits, drop tips, gifted subs. And yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Probably playing League and probably hating it and loving it. Okay. Okay. See ya. Bing, 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 bing.